I'm scared. I'm very afraid. As soon as I get my shutters up and my sandbags in, I'm probably out of here.
Florida residents fearing the worst with Hurricane Milton barreling towards them. Our next guest lives in St. Petersburg and is still climbing out of the hole that Hurricane Helene and Tropical Storm Debbie put her family in as her trust in FEMA hits a new low. And Danielle Jensen is with us now. So you just moved to Florida from North Carolina in June, and already you must feel pretty battered. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, we moved in June. We flooded with Debbie, ran into issues with our claim with FEMA, and came out almost completely out of pocket for the damages. And then we were hit with Helene. We had 4 feet of water in our house, got as far as the remediation, and then had to evacuate this time again for Milton.
And you said that things didn't work out well for you with FEMA. Do you fear that could happen again?
Yeah, I think that's everyone's fear. I mean, it takes time, and people can't always afford to come out of pocket to keep progress moving, to rebuild their lives. And, there's just a general lack of resources after these storms, whether it's the number of adjusters that are going out to see those affected, or just supplemental support outside of whatever insurance you have.
You moved to Florida for work. And now you've evacuated back to North Carolina to weather Milton. Tell me about your own private insurance situation, because we know, like in Florida, it's very, very expensive.
It is. And the area that we bought, the only option that we had for flood insurance was NFIP. It's very expensive. The coverage is capped at $250,000 for the structures. So with Milton, for example, if our damage exceeds 50%, that's all we'll see, and we will be forced to rebuild and come out of pocket for that difference.
One of the things that's a huge problem is the debris that is there left over from last week's hurricane, and you have concerns about what Milton could do with all of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you drive through the neighborhood and people's lives were reduced to the piles outside of their house. And I heard from a neighbor that hadn't evacuated yet, but that they started picking it up yesterday, but it's a little too late. Even if they work 24/7, they're not going to get it cleared, just because, again, 90% of the homes in our neighborhood were affected by damage from Helene.
You said that it's not the local or federal government helping us right now, it's our neighbors. Tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, after the storm, it wasn't state or local representatives or, FEMA that showed up to provide us support. It was our neighbors that were volunteering to help people rip out drywall and move debris out of their homes, and neighbors cooking meals and catering and food. Friends and family sending us supplies and even financial support so that we can just keep moving forward.
Are you able to work remotely at this point for your company?
I'm fortunate. My company is very supportive throughout all of this. They gave me breathing room and gave me time off just to recover from Helene. I'll be able to work remote, but I know I'm more fortunate than others in that regard. So there's plenty of people that are trying to balance their lives while recovering.
Well, you seem to me like somebody so grounded and obviously grateful for what you have, but determined to figure out a way to get through. And I'm sure that when you say that neighbors have helped you, I have no doubt that you will return the favor, indeed, whenever that's needed. Danielle Jensen, thanks for being here with us today. Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.